hunting, fishing, and outdoors. Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Good job.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is the third Saturday in October, which means two things for me. It's Alabama and Tennessee, but also it means I've got to start getting ready for my trip to Kansas. So today, I'm on call this weekend. So what I'm doing, since I got to be close to the house, is I'm packing and organizing and getting my hunting stuff ready. I'm washing my hunting stuff and kind of organizing and going through everything, just to be sure I got all my bases covered and that I have everything that I need. I'm doing that now in case I need to make a few orders to pick up a few things. And I've already noticed there's a few things that I'm going to have to pick up. But today's going to be kind of a fun video. As I'm doing this here, I'm going to go over our 2024 hit list for our hunting lease out in Kansas. So y'all enjoy. Alright guys, I'm going to talk about our hunting lease we've had for the last, actually about 10 years. Here's a few of our bucks we've been fortunate to take over the years. As of right now, this buck here is the biggest one we've ever taken. He was an old buck, probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 years old. I mean, look how white his face was, but that buck grossed in the 170s. I can't remember exactly. I think he grossed around 173. But anyway, that was one of, well, to this day, that is the biggest buck we have killed. My buddy Daryl got him. That was back in 2014. This is my 2015 buck here. It's a 152-inch 10-point. And then this was my 2019 buck, 153-inch 10-point. He's a really nice buck. He was mature. It was a really cool hunt that morning. This was my buck last year. Nice 10-point. And then here's a few more of Daryl's nice bucks he's taken over the years. Alright, before we get into this year's bucks on our hit list, I was going to show a few of the bucks we've had on camera over the years. This was in 2016 here. And we had an awesome year as far as like opportunity to hunt giants. We had a giant 12-point on cameras on top here, and we don't know whatever happened to this deer. He just disappeared, did not show up the next year. We don't know if anyone shot him or if he died of EHD, but he just disappeared. But he was huge body, just unreal frame and rack, and like I said, we don't know what happened to him, but he was an absolute giant. Probably the second largest buck we ever had on camera. And then the one below here, this was a big mainframe 8-point, just an absolute giant 8-point. And like I said, this was in 2016. Well, in 2018, this same buck right here on the bottom blew up into a huge mainframe 10-point with just trash and stickers everywhere. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to go in 2018. My little girl was born in November, so I didn't even apply for a tag, knowing that she might be born anytime in November. I knew that would not be good to be in Kansas whenever my little girl was born. So anyway, so I missed out on hunting this buck, but my buddy Daryl was after him real hard, and I'm going to show you this next picture here. From what I understand, and Daryl, I'm sorry I'm showing this and telling this story, but this was on November 12th in 2018, and this picture was taken moments before Daryl shot at this buck and unfortunately missed. And I'm sure he's still sick about it to this day, but anyway, just kind of a dream scenario, man. Monster 10-point in the snow, and yeah, just didn't work out. To add salt onto the wound, the next day, the neighbor got him. And this buck, from what I understand from talking to the taxidermist, he grossed over 190, and I think he netted in the high 170s. But man, he had it all. Long G2s and 3s, just a big frame, mass, stickers, trash. He was a giant, and unfortunately, that's one of them that got away. Congrats to our neighbor that got him. But I just wanted to show you that one, just to kind of show you, kind of what this area has produced in the past. And usually every year we have one or two really nice bucks that we're able to target. And this year's no different. But before I get into the main target bucks, I'm going to show you a few of the bucks that we're actually going to try to let walk this year, and some nice 3-year-olds that really have a lot of potential. All right, so here's the 2 3-year-olds that we're going to try to let have a pass this year. The one on the left we've named Bonesaw, and the one on the right we've named him Jingles. But 2 really nice 3-year-olds that is going to get a pass this year. We're just hoping that none of the neighbors get a crack at them, but they really have a lot of potential. Here's Bonesaw. Really good picture of him. He's a 10-point. Really nice brows, really nice frame. Just really hope he makes it through this season. Here's another good picture of him. But you can tell he's a young buck. So he's going to get a pass this year. And here's Jingles. And he, I think, really has the most potential to really be a giant. He's got stickers coming off of both of his G2s and nice brows, nice frame. He's pretty wide. He had a little injury on this main beam over here on his left, his right side, if you're looking at it on the left. So hopefully that'll heal up, and next year that won't be an issue. But he's going to get a pass. We're really excited about him. Hopefully we'll get to have some encounters with him this hunting season. All right, and then this is a buck that's just showed up the last few days. I'm kind of on the fence. I don't know if this deer is 3 or 4. His body looks like he might be a 4-year-old, but really no history with this buck. He's a nice looking buck. Looks like he's an 11-point, but just not a really big frame, honestly. Like that picture there, I think he looks kind of young. But we're going to let him have a pass as well. Even if he is a 4-year-old, maybe just one more year, he might really blow up. It's crazy. We've seen some of these deer from age 5 to 6 just blow up and turn into monsters. So we're going to give him another year and just see what this one turns into. All right, so here's kind of our hit list here. This buck here is old as dirt. We have history with this buck back to like 2020. We named him Baker back then because he was like a 13-point, like a baker's dozen. I'll be honest with you, he's got so many stickers, I don't know what he is now, but he looks like he's like a mainframe 12 with just trash everywhere. This deer is either 7 or 8 years old. Old as dirt. So he's on the hit list. He's definitely not number 1. My brother Mitch is going with me, and he is going to video and has voiced that given the opportunity, he would not mind shooting what we consider one of our management bucks, and it doesn't get to be more of a management buck than this one here. Like I said, this buck is old. He's going downhill, but he's cool. He's not much wider than his ears, but he's got points everywhere, stickers going everywhere. Be a really cool buck to take. So anyway, he's on the hit list. Hopefully Mitch will get a crack at him. This buck here is a buck we named Chubbs. He is 5.5, and the reason we know that is just from history with him. 2 years ago, we were pretty sure he was a 3-year-old, and then last year, he kind of got a little bit bigger, but didn't have a big jump as a 4-year-old. And this year, pretty sure he's 5.5, and man, he really has not added any antler, like any inches at all, as far as his horns. He's just about the same size as he was. I mean, he's a nice buck, but he's not much wider than his ears. He's got pretty decent 2s and 3s and really good brow tines, but he's only about as wide as his ears. So he's going to be on Mitch's hit list. I guess you could call him a management buck. He's mature, and he's as big as he's ever going to be. So if given the opportunity, Mitch, there's one of your hit list bucks right there. Another picture of Chubbs. This was actually on the 19th. This was just the other night. So he's got really cool brows. I mean, he's got like a split brow right here. Got some trash on his bases. But as you can see, like he's not even as wide as his ears. But boy, he lives up to his name, Chubbs. He is really thick and just a really big-bodied buck. Even as a 3-year-old, that's when we gave him his name, Chubbs. Even as a 3-year-old, he was just, you could tell he was young, but he was just really chubby. Just really a healthy buck. All right, so now for my hit list. There's 2 main bucks that I'm targeting this year. And this first one here is the buck we call Red. And the reason we call him Red is last year when we had him on camera, he had a very distinctive red coat. But he is super wide. He's probably one of the widest bucks I've ever hunted. I mean, I'm guessing he's 22, 23 inches wide. Just a really wide frame. But he's just he's actually a 9-point this year. Last year was an 8-point. He does have a little crab claw on his left side. But he has really long beams. He's not super tall, but just a really cool buck that if he gives me the opportunity, there's no way I'll be able to pass him up. Here's a good picture of him. You kind of see how wide he is here. And that was him as he was losing his velvet. And then this is Red last year. You can kind of see how red his coat was. And that's kind of where he got his name from. But he was a really awesome buck last year. He just didn't show up until after I got back home. Kind of showed up like mid-November. But he's my number 2 target buck this year. Just a really cool buck. This is the target buck for this year. Now, this is what I believe was him last year. We had one picture of this buck here just passing by, and is kind of blurry, but that was the kind of the best picture we had. And I'm pretty sure that this is the same buck this year. Like I said, just one picture of him last year, just in passing. But this buck showed up in September, and he is really nice. He's a mainframe 9-point with a sticker off of his right G2, and he is awesome. He is mature, probably the biggest bodied buck that we've ever hunted. I mean, this was him in September, and he looks like a November full rut right here. But, man, he's a really nice buck. Long beams, mass. I mean, and like I said, he's fully mature. I don't know how old this buck is, but he's old enough. I mean, I'd say he's 5 or 6 for sure. I mean, he's in his prime. But he's the number 1 target buck. This was him next to, so this is actually a decent 4-year-old right here, like a mainframe 8-point 4-year-old. And he just dwarfs that buck. It kind of puts into perspective like just how big this deer really is. But yeah, he's the number 1 target buck this year. Here's a really good picture of him. I mean, he is awesome. I mean, his beams come out past his nose, and anytime you see that, you know you got a special deer. And he actually daylighted. This was on the 16th. You can just see that body, man. He is healthy. Just a really, really pretty buck. But he is the number 1 target this year. This is him the other night on the 18th. I got a little video of him coming up out of the bottom. But yeah, so that is the #1 target buck for this year. We're gonna, who knows what could show up between now and then, but I kind of waited a little bit just to see, before I did this video, to see if anything else would show up, but who knows? I mean, we'll have some travelers that'll come through, just because of the way this property is. It's a really good rut property, and we get bucks that just come cruising through that we have no pictures and no history with. And unfortunately, sometimes our local bucks will leave, and then they'll come back, like mid-November or end of November. And I'm hoping that does not happen with this buck here. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to show you our hit list and my top buck here, and fingers crossed, hopefully we can get it done and get this buck back home to Alabama. Thank you guys for watching, and you guys don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and we'll catch you on the next video.